First ever.
This is the first time that we've talked while the game was being played since we watched LA Galaxy live.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, basically ever. There's just not much more we can see in these 10 minutes. I mean, yeah, maybe Keaton scores one of those rippers that he tries, but, you know?
Doubtful.
I mean, how do we get...
What do you want to start with?
I kind of want to start with kind of the excuses of our fan base right now. And it's as much as we were hyped up last week and kind of checking the Revs fans, we have to check ourselves too.
Yeah.
And how we're making excuses, I don't know. It goes back to all of the things that we've said for so long. We said, if one of our defenders goes down, regardless, like to injury or anything, we would be in this exact same position. This has nothing to do. I mean, obviously, yes, the international duties took away from these players being here. But at the end of the day, an injury would have done this to us. And we need to not have 14 attackers because we talked about our defensive depth not being there. And that's the reason we lost this game 3-0. It's not because international duty.
You're so gassed up.
Because it's
I haven't heard you talk like this on the podcast.
Because it's so annoying. It's annoying to look at other things and not look at the club. The club let go of our only depth at defense. Yeah. Our only talented depth at defense.
Yeah.
But we're looking outward.
I agree. We've always talked about this since we've brought in like every attacking position known to man and not a single defense player. It's an issue. Games like this are going to prove it. I don't know. I think it's a random situation. Like, this will probably never happen again, realistically, to the club. Like, losing almost an entire back line, like 3 out of your 4 starting people, losing them is, like, so rare. But, like you said, we need to be careful as a fan base about making those excuses. Because not us, but I think everybody involved in the community were the same ones on Twitter last week, saying, who cares if you didn't play Boo for the first 60 minutes? Who cares that Carls wasn't in the game? Who cares that Buchanan wasn't playing? We still beat you. Like, that's probably what Nashville's Twitter looks like right now. Who cares that Sands isn't there? We still beat you.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, if you are a professional player being paid money to play on a professional team, do your job.
Yeah.
It's not Callan's fault that he wants to go play for his country and try to qualify for the World Cup. It's not Chanot's fault that he wants to go qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah.
That is bigger than Nashville.
And I think, like you said, if there was blame to put anywhere, and I don't even think we need to freak out too much about like this one game going down, and we could get into that in a second. But if anybody was to be blamed, it would just be that we have not brought in the depth needed on defense. We let go of our only depth. We let go of the only...
We said, see you later. Which to Ibiaga, that's a great nod to him. That shows that he's better than a backup.
Yeah.
That we believe that he's better than a backup. But at the end of the day, all the good that we've seen from the club this season, we have our number 7 playing at center back.
Yeah.
That's an issue on the front office. That's not Callan's fault. That's not Chanot's fault. That's not Sand's fault.
Yeah. You would just have to hope, if I was to think of a perfect situation, it would have been Ibiaga still on the lineup and we still have another center back in.
Better than anybody else.
And I guess, a part of that is, so this is Vuk's first ever time playing, realistically. And maybe he was a depth plan, but it sucks that, why are we finding this out now even? There could have been better games where we could have found out, Vuk may not be the guy, but we shouldn't figure that out against an Eastern Conference. This is a serious team. They haven't lost at home ever this year.
Not only that, but you would hope that he gets a chance with Callens or Chanot next to him with Sands covering him too. Mm-hmm. You want to put him in a place where he's going to be confident, not next to Alfredo Morales, who's a center mid.
Yep. And has looked
Acevedo
in the time he did play center back.
Can hardly protect himself, let alone a back line right now.
Yeah.
Let's relax on the players in the league and look internally and say, hey, the front office put us in this situation. And also really quick before I forget, because we're gonna go to something else. But anybody saying that this is on Ronnie for not making subs?
That's nuts.
What do you want him to do? Put on more attackers?
Yeah.
While we're losing 3-0?
Like, put on Talas and Thiago.
You know what I mean? Like, are the attackers going to get us from conceding goals? Like, get a grip. What are we talking about?
That is what he did, because there was literally...
What is the other option? You're going to
throw... is a center mid that is somewhat defensive, but...
Yeah. Oh, Braza can play center back, I guess. Throw him on in the 50th minute.
Yeah.
You know,
his delivery
let's get a grip.
Is ridiculous, though.
Huh?
His delivery is ridiculous, though.
Yeah, he could probably be
he might assist somebody.
He might be like one of those ball-playing center backs,
like a sweeper keeper.
Yeah. So
I don't know, but
let's get a grip. We've lost a game. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about before.
Probably
this
was next week too. Just
with
Maxi gone, it's going to be tough.
There's a lot of levels to this. So what we were just saying before we hopped on here was just because this one game is going bad against like a top. I mean, I don't even know what to call it. Maybe top 5, maybe top 3. Regardless, these guys are getting in the playoffs, and we're playing them at their home where they have not lost. Like, it's okay if we lose once in a while.
We kind of, I mean, to be fair, we went into this kind of going like, we'll see what happens. Like, what's the worst that can happen? This.
Yeah.
Kind of, I mean, it is worst case scenario.
I feel like
we lost Maxi. We lost 3 goals to our goal differential. I mean, it's not great. This is pretty much worst case scenario.
Yeah, but I don't feel like it's telling of where the team's at right now. Like, this feels completely against the run of... I mean, the first 2 goals felt completely against the run of play in the game. It felt like we were completely dominating them. We looked insane in, like, the first 15 minutes.
We just have to finish.
And then, like you said, completely against the run of season. Like, I don't think this is indicative of what NYCFC is right now.
At all. And it's more... It's honestly more, to me, on the attackers...
yeah, no doubt.
Because they needed to finish those goals. Worst case, it's 2-2 now.
That's
and Maxi's not getting sent off because he's not mad.
I was gonna say we gotta adopt the Man U tactics where we just gotta score more than the other team because we know our defense is not stopping anything.
I mean,
so as John Madden once famously said, if you put up more points than the other team, you're gonna win the game.
Yeah, that is how it works.
And you would hope. I mean, Santi, for instance, specifically, he had 2 chances where I couldn't imagine that he was going to miss. I honestly thought both were going in the second I saw it fall to him and saw he had a shot.
Even the curler looked like it was going to dip.
Yeah, but you have to know that as the attacking force, and I'm sure Ronnie even talked about this to the guys, is like, you got to give us some buffer because, like, realistically going into this game, we're expecting to not keep a clean sheet.
Yeah,
like
especially
nobody,
with Sean's form.
Yeah, I mean, with anybody in the back 4, not to mention the center mids that we have in there. I mean, these are not the regular guys that don't know the regular tactics. Like, I wouldn't have been shocked if we scored or if we gave up 2 regularly and still won, but that's not the way it went. We just didn't put them in the net.
I just don't think it's, and we're getting it looks like Gloucester's in there. We're getting meaningful minutes from him.
Even Gloucester, I think. I mean, we can maybe... One thing we could potentially talk about, because we definitely disagree with the center back pair that was started. Mm-hmm. I personally don't think that Vuk should have touched the field. Like, no shot.
I don't think our number 7 should be playing center back either. But
I think, like, so how does Vuk start as center back, right? When we have Tavon and Gloucester. Gloucester not as much. I'm not going to say that he should be our center back. But, I mean, Tavon has been proven multiple times throughout the season. Gloucester has at least had minutes.
He didn't even make the bench.
Yeah, and Gloucester has at least had minutes where when Gloucester played, we were like, this kid looks good.
Or, I mean...
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
One thing you can say is, I mean, Ronnie could have done something weird. Yeah. Like thrown 5 in the back and just been like, hey, we have 19 left backs. Let's just throw them all back there and see what happens.
Where's Tony Roach of it, bro?
Who knows? It is what it is. I'm not concerned. At the end of the day, it's a loss. We're about to lose. We have like 2 minutes plus stoppage.
Yeah, I'm not pressed about losing to Nashville at their house. I don't see them coming to Yankee Stadium and beating us.
Honestly, my eyes are on the playoffs. So get those guys, get Gloucester some minutes. So if we have catastrophe and we end up having 9 left backs go down, we have somebody.
One thing that sucks is the implications that this game now has on the Revs. So we talked a little bit last episode we were almost looking past this game because it just felt so unimportant. And that just goes to show.
Well, we knew that we were going to lose, I feel like.
Yeah, that just goes to show why the loss doesn't really matter. Like, whatever happens at Nashville happens where we're on to New England before we kicked off. And unfortunately, we had to leave this game with...
Is it confirmed Taty's out?
I'm pretty sure.
They would have announced it, I feel like.
I thought so too, but then I
think it might have
watching
reset,
the UK stream, and I don't know what they know about the
true.
MLS.
Yeah.
But from what I read online, it's that every 3 yellow cards you get, regardless of when they are during the regular season, you sit the next game out.
Yeah, that could be bad.
Taty was on 5. That was his 6th. So
Gotcha.
from my understanding, Taty's gone. Maxi's obviously gone.
Hey, bring Hey Bear on that one leg. I'm taking it, Hey Bear on one leg.
I'll tell you what, the only time that I'll make excuses that we're missing Taty and Maxi is if we play the Revs and we lose. Because you know what? I'm just going to give them back what they gave us.
You know what we're going to have? We're going to have Medina false 9 again.
I don't think we want to talk about Medina tonight.
Well, nah.
At all.
We'll move on.
I'm not sure there is anything to talk about.
Honestly, this is probably going to be a shorter episode just on the fact of the game and the fact that it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And we just needed to get some opinions off our chest before the final whistle because I feel like we would have been more gassed up after 90.
Yeah.
So this is pre-90.
We scored.
Mid-90.
We scored.
Cool.
Taty.
Cool. Nice.
Got one back. You know what's crazy? I was thinking during the game, actually, that I would rather... maybe this is a lie. I would rather lose, now that I'm saying it outside of my brain, that I'd rather lose 3-1 than 2-0. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not crazy.
And it gives Taty the little more confidence. He's scoring. He's going nuts, sicko mode. And then it helps our goal differential. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, not at all.
So we have 2 things to talk about. So, have you ever seen Maxi lose his cool like that?
No.
That's
deserved though.
Nuts.
I think.
Yeah, I saw even people on our side saying, I don't understand how Dax got sent off.
You're nuts.
I mean, are we
bugging out?
Are we watching the same feed?
I think they both deserve to be sent off.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like, it looked like Maxi could honestly pick up a suspension.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dax should have been sent off just for the challenge.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, if Maxi's going to hop up and start fighting him,
literally
you gotta
throwing
go.
punches.
Yeah, you gotta go.
And hey, you're going to miss more than one game.
Yeah.
Sorry, Maxi, you're missing more than one.
You got to go. Did you see Tinnerholm put Dax in a headlock?
And then Medina came in. It was nuts. I love the team for that, for sticking up for their guy. But at the end of the day, Maxi, you're missing 3 games probably. And it's going to be the Santi show. And we're going to see what this kid's really made out of.
Seemed good so far. The last thing to mention, which I think was the highlight of my night, and maybe I'm just getting old, but when the NYCFC Night Owl tweeted...
throw it up right here.
Yeah, the thread up.
Right here.
When the NYCFC Night Owl tweeted... Well, so I said... Are we the only ones that feel like NYCFC might claw their way back into this one? And the NYCFC Night Owl said, claw, you say? It wasn't even a part of the thread. Just from the top ropes came down with that.
What if this NYCFC Night Owl is the same owl that the Netflix show Staircase was about?
I don't know nothing
about that. The supposed owl.
I don't know nothing about that.
The people will know.
But... that cheered me up when we were down. I don't know if it was 1 or 2. I think it was 2-0 at that point, and it actually got me to laugh. So that was great.
Are we owl boys, or what stance are we taking? Because I don't
care. I like them all.
I don't care, but I have never been in love with the pigeon. I'll say that.
Yeah. I don't have any loyalty to anything.
I don't love the pigeon, but I think the night owl thing could be cool.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing that I've ever heard is the New York Wanderers. That's so dope. Like, if we're not gonna have a home, then let's love that.
Yeah.
Like, let's get behind that because that's so cool. Think of what is it? The Wolves, aren't they the Wanderers too? Well, I guess they're the Wolves, right? But
Wolverhampton Wanderers.
yeah, that's so
The
cool.
longest name ever.
They got the Wanderers.
Although
is
we
just
do
cool
have a
to me.
pigeon. We literally have pigeon stickers that your sister made for us right there.
We do.
So,
I mean, the pigeon's cool. The night owl is cool. To me, the Wanderers is the coolest.
yeah.
But
especially if
it's
going
gonna die when we get it home. If
Yeah.
we, I mean,
It
I
is
don't
what
know.
it is. The Wanderers will find their home and become the Night Owls.
All right, so you are a night owl guy.
It just sounds cooler.
You're a night owl.
It does. It just sounds cooler.
I'd rather fight a pigeon than a night owl.
Although the pigeon, like the staple pigeon collab thing that happened was super, super sick and it sold out super fast and I couldn't get
that
anything.
stuff. Yeah.
And so I was a little butthurt about that. So maybe that's what's leading my,
Maybe there's a night owl collab on the way.
hey, I'll buy it.
Anyways, as we almost just got scored on again
Hey, we deserve it.
in the 94th minute.
But we should get out of here before we get any more bad opinions.
Yeah, I
Tighten up,
feel like
guys.
there's
Let's
some
go.
people who might be upset if they watch
Let's go.
this.
Tighten
Anyways,
up. Let's get ready for the Rebs.
yeah, we're still gonna bring it to them at the end of the day. I think.
Yeah. We
I
have
still-
enough attacking power.
Yeah, I mean,
we're
Taty and Maxi, I'll just plug them in.
and maybe Taty's not actually out. Who knows?
Yeah, we could be
We
wrong.
could be absolutely
We've been wrong before.
armchairing before.
like
You know?
every episode.
I don't even have arms on my chair, but I'm armchairing that.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next week.
Yep. Peace.
Hopefully we don't get mobbed in that Gillette
Oh,
Stadium.
at the stadium. Yeah. If we're still alive after, I'll just say this: I better hope we don't go up at any point in the game.
Exactly. It better not be cold because there might be beer on the boys.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you guys.
Peace.